Hello guys, Sean Volgety here, and welcome back to another video. And today is 5 things learned from Manchester City's very disappointing and not good performance in a 2-0 defeat versus Patrick Vieira's Crystal Palace side. And I would say, sorry if I don't look the greatest, because number one, I'm very, very tired, and number two is that I just got out of the shower, and no, not shower, I mean bath, and yeah, that's basically it. And number 5 that we learned is that we need to play Diaz and Stones from now on. I know a lot of people think that Laporte has played too good to be dropped or left out of the City starting 11, but I reckon that performance from him has been coming for a couple of weeks, I reckon. Because we get caught out like because we play like too much of a high line when we play Diaz and Diaz and Laporte together, and it's hard to like find because we don't play as good as a line, and like when we play the line with Diaz and Stones, when like teams play the ball over the top, then we play them into an offside position. And Diaz and Stones has more like chemistry, and we play like more like rock solid together defensively as well, and we concede less goals as well. And there's more passion and chemistry between the two centre halves, and I reckon Stones suits better playing against a side like physical sides like your Palaces, your Burnleys, your like sides that win a lot of knockdowns and a threat from like long balls or set pieces. And like I think Stones playing from the start in a game against like a side like Palace would have actually been better than if Laporte started, because I don't think Laporte is that great with his physicality, and he doesn't really work when it comes to like playing against physical sides. I don't want even if the Laporte red card does get overturned, I still reckon going into that big game at Old Trafford next weekend against Manchester United, we should still play Diaz and Stones anyway, because I reckon that'll give us the best chance of keeping a clean sheet and winning. The 4th thing that we learned from yesterday's game is that a striker is badly needed when you play like those resilient and like teams that leave like little gaps in their defence. Because if we had like a target man striker like we've had like Edin Dzeko in the past and like Negredo, then they could have helped out yesterday, because number one, they're both good in the air, and you can cross it in and they can get their nodding on it. Because with the players that we had in the box, yes, we had Foden, which is he's not that tall. Grealish is not that tall, and Jesus is not that tall. They're probably like altogether probably like around. I reckon Grealish is probably about 5'10". Jesus is about 5'9", and Foden's probably about 5'8". And their heading ability is not going to be good because they haven't got the height and the reach. The 3rd thing that we learned is that take the shot, Son, more from distance, because we got too close to the goal yesterday, and like tried to play too tiki-taka and scored too many tap-ins, and against like a side that are resilient defensively like Crystal Palace, it's not going to work out. And we can't be like trying to like always like rely on scoring in the box, because it's not going to work against these like strong and tall centre backs and like these resilient like defences. And we've got the capabilities of players that have got the ability to shoot from distance and score, like Cancelo, because he scored a rocket a couple of weeks ago in the entertaining 9-goal thriller versus Leipzig, and obviously Kevin De Bruyne and like Foden, Jesus. So I don't know why we're having to walk the ball into the box all the time, or like trying to score tap-ins. We haven't. And number 2 that we learned from yesterday's game is that we have no plan B, because when our plan A doesn't work and it fails, when it goes wrong, we don't have any like plan B to execute. But if I think our plan B should be like taking shots on from distance and not going so close to the goal and playing so much to attack and fancy stuff. We're not that good at like grinding out wins. Credit to United, even though I don't how much I hate them and how much I don't like them. I would say. No matter how good or bad they are, they're very good at grinding out the wins when they're not playing so well. Because the last couple of years they've been 2-0 down or like losing and they've had the willing or momentum to come back. Yes, they didn't have 10 men, but they still did it, and we're not that good at like grinding out wins because it's another disappointing result at home because we had another disappointing result at home a couple of weeks ago in the 0-0 draw to Southampton, and we could have been down 10 men then because Walker was lucky with the penalty that thankfully for VAR didn't go for Southampton, because if that did go for them, we probably would have lost that 1-0 because we were poor. Our home form's not been that good this season in the league anyway, because we've had the draw and the loss to Southampton and Crystal Palace. The only two games we've won convincingly at home was Norwich and Arsenal in the first 3 games of the season. The first thing that we learn is that the good things that about us losing is that it gives us the momentum to go out and play like with the desire to win, because knowing that we have to win in the Club Brugge game in the week in the Champions League group stage and the big Manchester derby at the weekend, because if we play the same like that, like how we played with how Paul played in front of goal, and we need to be starting like taking risk and whacking shots from distance and 25-30 yards out. We can't be walking the ball into like 3 or 4 yards out, because we're the team that is capable to missing those big like key chances from distance. Because I remember the Sterling one against Lyon when he was like say 2-3 yards out and he put it over the bar, and I reckon we'd be better shooting from distance, because we've got players that have got a decent shot on them and a decent strike on them. Have got the ability to score from that distance. The things that are concerning is that we've lost 2 games two games already this season to Tottenham away and yesterday at home to Palace, and Chelsea have only lost once to us, and Liverpool haven't lost at all. Yes, Liverpool have got 4 draws already, but they don't really look like losing them many games. Neither do Chelsea, and Chelsea are 5 points clear, and with the way that we're performing at the moment, I don't see us catching them. But we still got a good chance of catching them, considering that we've got the momentum and the capabilities of going on a long match winning run like we've done in the past, like the 14 win streak to get us to the 18-19 Premier League title and to win it back to back. And last season we went on a 21 game winning streak because we were having a sticky period at the start of the season, and if we didn't go on that run at Christmas, we probably wouldn't have won the league, because we won every single game for 21 fixtures after that West Brom game at the Etihad where we drew 1-1. I reckon that we need a left back as well, because I thought Cancelo had a really poor game yesterday as well. I reckon I'd keep him at City, but only if he's willing to play CDM, because he's got the ability and on the ball to be a CDM, and he's got the ability to take shots from distance every now and again, because he has done that before us in the past. But I just don't think he's a right back or a left back, because he's very, very poor defensively and he's not very good going forward. That's all from me. Like, share, subscribe. I'll be back with another video tomorrow doing the November month fixtures preview, and I'll be back on Tuesday for my match preview for the Club Brugge game, and lots of other derby content coming up in the build-up to that as well. See you guys soon. Have one rest of your Sunday, and up the boys in blue, and we'll fight to the end. City till we die. #together.